Yeah. I get that feeling in my stomach, like I'm feeling for a come up, like a pregnant woman eating for her unborn son or daughter. Serial killer with a splash of cold milk. These men are built by weight, lactic acid, home skills. For the massive more meals, for the gastric hole still. Listen, we may clash, but the titans don't chill. This is food for thought, food for you all. We ain't the news, just a crew with the tools for the sport. Fast food.
You are now listening to the Fast Food Podcast.
Which perfectly, Segue King, which perfectly leads into why we need Drizzy to explain to me and you and Joe.
Is it early?
And
is it
and Joe's younger brother.
Second half?
How
This is second half, right?
this is it.
It's what, right now?
Yeah,
Going for it. Yeah, it's here.
Jesus Christ.
You are now listening to the Fast Food Podcast.
one of your Donnies
Oh.
has been he's had to resign or step down from Capital One Extra because allegations have come out of misconduct. And because I've been dying to call you about this, speak to you. I've been with you for 2 days, and it's just like it's irking me to talk to him because Drizzy was your road dog. He was one of them man there that you moved with. He moved with you.
Yeah.
Did you see this coming?
Pause.
No. I didn't know.
So shall we just clarify for the audience?
Yes,
go on.
always.
For the audience, one of our influential figures in black music stepped down from Capital One Extra after allegations of predatory sexual behaviour. Several venues have cancelled events that he's going to be DJing at. Apparently 9 black women have come out and said that they've been a part of his nastiness. Alleged. He's making claims that he's got nothing to do with it. Who we're talking about is Tim Westwood. And it's not a shock to me, and I'll explain why.
Yeah,
I'll explain why, but obviously I'm going to put you over to our correspondent who...
I'm a correspondent.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'm a correspondent now.
Yeah.
I went from your illustrious co-host to correspondent, like I'm from the outside.
Our BBC One Extra correspondent, Drizzy Freckles, talk to us. What's going on?
First of all, can I just say, I worked with Wes for maybe 9 years, probably.
That's a lot. I didn't actually realise that was that long.
Was it about that? Maybe give or take. It was probably might have been 7 or whatever, but yeah, let's just say 9 for a ballpark figure.
9 to 3.
And a lot of the things I learned in regards to DJ and stuff like that was from him. The first DJ gig I ever did, it was at a student union event at, I think it was Birmingham or something like that. I just knew, I was just showing you take the vinyl record, put it on that, and just press play. Don't try to do anything extra, whatever. And when you see it's coming down towards the end of the record, put the next one and just do that for now, because he's normal warm-up DJ guy couldn't make it. And he, because of his status in regards to being the headline act, he shouldn't be warming up and then later on coming back on. It doesn't make sense.
Facts.
So I learned that, and then I just took to that water off a duck's back. I got into that. A lot of people that I still speak to this day, and one sitting on the right of me right now, I met through that situation of working there. I started from listening to the radio show, taping stuff, them days there.
Yep.
And then the back call was, I need a street team. If you want to apply for my street team, I went there. And I started from putting flyers in envelopes those days.
Yeah.
Flyers in envelopes. And then I was outside Ministry of Sound in the morning handing out flyers.
I remember that.
And I just stuck with it because I remember people used to take the box of flyers, just drop it in the bin, go about their business. And I just stuck with it. And then it was like, yo, come to some of the parties. Yo, come chill out at the office. We got some other things you can do there. Yo, all right, I'm going to put you in charge of the street team. Yo, you need to now work out a calendar and a schedule for people to and that do the promotion,
Right.
build a team. Yo, come on the road with us. Yo, you're gonna be more DJ now. Yo, come to the radio. Yo, deal with the Texas. Yo, you're gonna be part of the radio team now. So you have to come every Saturday to do the radio show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because when I met you on the show, was you producing the show?
I was part of the production team.
Yeah.
And I was filming and then for the radio for One Extra, excuse me, I was part of the booking team. So I was booking guests.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we spent majority of our time, if we weren't in the office working, we'd be at parties that we're booked for.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So, you know.
And we probably probably before we actually met officially, we probably crossed paths.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think there's any doubt about that at all. But we just walked past, you know, as Negroes do, just probably checked each other like, something.
Yeah.
Boom, and just kept it moving.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So with all that being said, obviously I have I don't want to say, like I have a certain investment in what's going on because like I know the person. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's easy to sit on the side and go, oh yeah, about someone you don't know. But
Yeah.
because I know him, it's different. You know, like this is someone I invited to my house for Christmas dinner because
Yeah, I remember you
got
saying to
family
me.
outside of London. So I was like, yo, just come around mine, have Christmas dinner. He knows my folks and all that, my brothers and all that, so it's cool.
What is he? What Drizzy like? This is an honest question. What is he like personally? Just like on a 1-to-1, because obviously Tim Westwood to us is just Tim Westwood, the DJ. Yo, what's up? You get me? You know,
Yeah, the celebrity.
fly by night, pop, boom, boom, dap up, cool. But obviously you more
Knew him personally.
You knew him personally.
Yeah.
What's he like personally? Is he
I'd
weird?
say-
Is he not? Is he?
Nah, well, for my experience with him, he was very, like, he always used to try and make me do more than what I originally signed up for. That makes sense. Like, I signed up to hand out flyers. Well, why just do that? Become a DJ, learn how to DJ.
Love that.
You know, there's things he used to push me towards to do, which obviously I learned later on that he was just trying to keep it within the team. Right. So he didn't want someone else from outside to come and fracture what he's got going on or whatever when he could easily promote someone from his team. And one time he looked me in my face and said to me, yo, you're fucking up. And I'm only just telling you this now. And I know the exact moment it was because it was in Swindon and I was breaking up a fight. And the next thing I know, the guy who's in the fight that I was trying to break up, he then switched on to me. Right. And at that age, I was hot-headed and all that, and I felt like you're trying to disrespect me. Like, I was trying to break up the thing. Mm-hmm. Now he's switching on me.
Appreciating the song.
Yeah. So now I'm like getting riled up. So now I got carried out of the club. And I remember looking around and no one in the team came to help me. And I was a bit bent up about that. What's going on? So I waited outside. And then someone came out and they made me sit in the van, the street team van that we had. And then everyone came in the van when the party was done. And he told me to come out. I think he told me to come outside the van. He goes, you know, you're fucking up.
Right.
I don't need this around me. You're fucking up. Right. I'm only telling you this because I need you to do better.
Right.
But you're fucking up. If I didn't care, I wouldn't tell you nothing. You would just get back to London. It's just like, cool. I'll see you later, bro. And then
So he was pretty normal in that sense.
there's nothing. There's nothing. All the chat I used to get in my head from people outside looking in.
Yeah.
He's this, he's that, is whatever. I never answer them because it's like I'm
wasn't
in
your
that
reality.
presence and I know what it is.
Which leads to a conversation that I definitely wanted to have with you, especially on the podcast, because we had. So basically, I was getting maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was getting emails from a journalist.
Yeah.
And because I'd done One Extra shows, I did 2 freestyles with Tim Westwood, three.
Yeah, 3.
Twice with Harvey, and one
with Jizzle.
And that's right.
One by yourself? No, one was by yourself.
Two Harvey. Yeah, several. Yeah. So obviously they reached out to me and was like, look, Tim Westwood is, we've got allegations. Do you know anything? And I was like, look, I don't know shit. Like, honestly, and I don't like it. When I read the email, it was like almost like he wanted me to almost make shit up so that so that they could build something. And I was just like, look, and then boom, leading on to that, they asked me about Drizzy. So obviously Drizzy's my guy. I've hit him up, said, bro, have you got this? Have you heard? Has someone hit you up in an email? Boom. And you had, then he was like, no, I've had, someone's reached out to me regarding Tim Westwood, and he's kind of been like, listen, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? So from there, leading up to today, where obviously it's all coming out with the allegations, it feels like that probably was a part of what's going on now, because there's a documentary online. There's a BBC documentary. Called Abuse of Power. Yeah. It's like a half-an-hour doc.
You know, this guy was...
regarding Tim Westwood.
This guy you're speaking of was hounded. I'm not going to name his name because I'm not giving him that exposure, but he was like hounding me down. This guy DM'd me on Instagram. This guy DM'd me on Facebook. This guy messaged me on LinkedIn. This guy messaged me on LinkedIn. And then someone, and I know who it is because I asked him, I said, how did you get my number? And he goes, someone from a certain music company gave me a number. And in my head, I'm like, that's poor etiquette, because if someone hollers at me and says, yo, I need Morgan's number, I'm like, well, first of all, if you haven't got it already, I need to message Morgan and find out if it's cool.
Just spoke about that on the way here. Yeah.
But instead, that person thought it was okay to pass my number on to this person.
Yeah, it's not good.
So then he's like, oh yeah, I know you used to work with Tim Westwood and did that, and I'm putting a document together, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, nah, I'm cool, man. And he's like, oh no, I understand, but you know, it'd be really good to get your insight. And it's like, no, I'm cool, because first of all, I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah, the
Secondly, I'm not gonna tap dance to the narrative you want to put in your documentary.
Yeah.
And on the other hand as well, this is someone I know on a personal level, like past the TV screen. Yeah. Like a lot of people know me from, oh yeah, I saw you on the TV screen next to Tim Westwood. He was getting his mobos a couple years ago and all that. Like, but I know the guy, and we bumped head at times and all that, whatever. But I know the person, so I'm not gonna throw someone under the bus with things I don't know about that you want me to say for your documentary.
Yeah. Don't get it twisted, Trim.
Yeah.
If I knew something, I wouldn't feel no way about reporting it. If I had encountered
some form of significant harm, or that
I saw something
affected someone.
Yeah. But I wasn't around him in that capacity, which is why I was asking Drizzy so many questions, because he was. But again, you hear things, but you can't. But hearsay is hearsay, and do you know what I mean? Even
also, what your perception of a situation might not be the reality for the two that were involved, or the three, or whoever's involved in the party.
Am I right in saying none of the women are underage? Like, not that it matters, but they're not underage.
One woman said she was 17.
That's what I'm.
By law, that's not that doesn't come under pedophilia by law.
I don't know.
I haven't watched the documentary. What I will say is,
on the news. I saw the recording on the news. There was a snip on the news where this one, there was a female speaking, blacked out.
Yeah.
But I believe the voice was the same.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like digitized or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was listening, and she says, I was 17, and she went into, and I'm not trying to run joke on nobody.
No, of course. No, of course.
You get what I'm saying? But throughout all of this that was going on, throughout the whole thing and the way she was speaking, the one thing that stood out to me was so why were you there? Why were you in that
environment?
You know, if
in that capacity.
What for? What was you doing? Right. Why was you there?
Yeah.
Who told you to go there? Yeah. What was your agenda?
You know, women will, but you know what women will say listening to that is like, what does it matter why I was there? Because
prevention is better than cure.
Which I agree with, but at the same time, they will say, well, that doesn't condone anybody
Hey, let me.
sexually harassing you.
Yeah, but who said I was?
No.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And
Yeah,
who
yeah.
said that
Yeah.
that is the case?
No, but that can. What I'm saying to you,
Of course they can.
That can come across that way. Do you see what I'm saying?
But then the question could be posed to them to say, would you?
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Yeah.
And then if they say yes, I would do it. I say why?
I've had conversations with women about this as well.
Why would you do
and,
it?
And it's techie because you can. It's like conversation with dressing a certain way.
Yeah.
And I think a woman should be able to dress how she wants to. But the flip side of it, the flip side of it is because no one has the right to. But on the flip side of it, with the way that society is and the world is now, you might become a target. Women, even in even a woman in nicely dressed in a suit or in you know what I mean, covered up, could still be harassed. But because you know what I mean, they got shape and all them things there, and you know, man. But again, you do. I go directly to this. If I got daughters or I've got a daughter, my instinct is to protect them and warn them of things they should be wearing and things that and the way that they should carry themselves.
You have a choice.
And I'm not trying to be condescending. Do you see what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
Which I know you're not trying to be condescending.
Not one bit. But also, what it is as well is that you have the responsibility as the person wearing whatever you do to know that one of the variables could be someone speaking to you in a certain way. So by all means, you could say, just because I'm dressed like this, you shouldn't talk to me. But they did. So you know it's likely to happen. It's very likely if you're dressed like that, where your body's exposed and stuff like that. So if it is, don't be surprised. I'm not saying it's right. But there's so many other things that happen in life that aren't right.
Yeah. Putting yourself
there's
100%.
There's a lot of things, and we, as a group of men, all of us in this room, there's 5 of us in here.
Yeah.
We don't condone that type of behavior. And like the crazy thing is, it's like as soon as this thing happened, people started blowing up my phone. But it's like I'm so far removed from it. This isn't like 2000 or whatever. This is 2022. Like I'm so far removed from it, but I'm getting numbers that aren't even saved on my phone.
Yeah.
Calling me up. It's like, what are you calling me for? Because I know it's not my birthday. What are you calling me for? Why are you messaging me?
You didn't even call me on my birthday.
At all. You don't even check to see how I am doing.
That must be crazy though, innit? Where you just get them random phone calls from people.
I had a bag of calls at work to a point I had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Did Tim call you?
Because, no. But, I wouldn't expect him to because I'm not the one that's in the line of fire.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I reached out to him 24 hours after. Because I just felt that's the right thing to do. If my phone's lighting up like that,
his phone.
What about you, who's under the spotlight?
His phone is
what
lighting
your phone's
up.
saying.
Yeah, it's
so I'm
crazy.
like, let me just get that 24 hours to pass, and I hit him up. I said, "Yo, you good?" I didn't ask about nothing
Specifics.
about. Yo, are you good?
good?
It's as simple as that.
So in conclusion,
What did he say?
He said, "Yo, I appreciate you reaching out."
good.
And then it was like, yo, I just said to him, like, yo, my phone is blowing up. Like, it's more than it does on my birthday. So I can only imagine what your one's like. It was, yo, man, mad times. Simple. I'm only sharing this because it was very straight to the point. I wasn't asking nothing about nothing except, how are you doing? Now, don't get it twisted. If it's proven that
These allegations are...
then that's a whole different ballgame. But I'm not gonna throw someone under the bus just because everyone else around me is making noise about something I have no idea about. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people are calling me for, is to try and get some scoop or something.
Dirt,
I don't have no dirt on the guy.
Yeah.
The only dirt I have would probably be the reason why I stopped working with him is because me and him bumped heads about, I felt like he was questioning me, what I was saying about where I was at a specific time. I just didn't like the fact that I was being questioned about where I said I was.
Don't need to lie.
And then when it was like, he was kind of pushing back on what I was saying, I was just like, all right, cool, fuck it. And that's how, basically, I mean, I never said anything, but that's how it was. But always kept in contact. But I don't have any dirt on Donnie. So like everyone that's calling my phone and texting me and trying to DM me, can you please please, respectfully, just fuck off. Like, basically, don't call my phone because you're not gonna call my phone on my birthday as you was these past couple of days. Don't message me. Don't call me.
What I will say is, obviously, you touched on it. Pause. If these allegations come to light that they're true, fuck him, Westwood. I don't give a fuck. Like, this is, but at the end of the day, we don't know. These are, and he's specifically come out and said this is not. And also,
the claims are false. Is it any different to what happened with the other Donny from the bullet?
Which is what I'm leading on to. Which is
right.
But
segue, also,
two Segway
Kings. We're in here. But can I just also say, that the environments I was in with Wes was at the office, radio,
pause,
and why is that a pause?
At the office.
Where do you work? So if you work at the office, what would you say?
Office relationships.
Okay.
Yeah. That's. I just went that way.
That was a reach, though.
You poured.
That was a reach.
Office. No. Yeah.
Take 30 seconds off. We'd go to like functions and all that. Like launch parties of and at clubs. No, not them ones. And at clubs. Yeah. So like that's the work environment, bro. Radio. At the office and nightclubs, bro. That's the work environment. And obviously, if you're in a club, naturally, my thinking is, if you're in a club, you are of a certain age, right?
Look, Westwood is
you're meant to have
Westwood, and he's done so much for the culture. He's solidified career wise. So as I said, if the allegations are false, cool. If they are true, fuck Tim Westwood. I don't give a fuck, bruv. Like you're 60, nearly 70. How old is he now?
70. No, 68.
Yeah, and you're groping.
68.
Yeah, and you're walking around groping gal. It's abuse of power, which leads on to what I was going to say. The Noel Clark situation now. The UK police have come out and said they're no longer investigating the sexual harassment claims. Now, my question is, does that mean he's innocent?
No,
it
doesn't.
No. But what's also not going to happen is the people who were shouting the loudest in regards to this man, they're going to be nowhere to be seen.
Right.
And I'm not talking about the alleged victims. I'm talking about the people who picked up a narrative and ran with it. You're not going to hear a peep from them. They're not responsible.
They're not held accountable for this, trying to drag people's names through the mud.
At all.
Nothing like that. Yeah. That's their job.
And this for me is the biggest, it's probably the God tier level double standards going.
But remember, but why I asked, does this exonerate him? It's because don't forget at the time when this all came out, he said he needed to seek help in the way he needs to deal with people, especially women.
Right.
Which means that tells me that's a red flag right there where he acknowledges maybe he has.
But it might be an amber flag. It might be a case of, I understand that I've maybe conducted myself in a certain way that might be considered this, but I never went that far. If you do 40% of something and then someone goes, well, he does that thing 40% of the time, I'm just going to add the extra 60 and round it up to 100. Mm-hmm. That can happen.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, but I mean, again, it's still, this situation still remains to be seen. I believe that he wants to now
sue the BAFTAs.
He wants to sue the BAFTAs because obviously they took that away from him. But I'm still not. I'm going with the narrative that there is. There's certain things that's been printed about Noel Clark, and the newspapers and articles can't print certain things if it's not true. You can get in trouble for that. If you paint
dependent on how it's written.
And if it's true or not.
And they do that.
But then
because if something's not true, you could add one word allegedly.
Yeah. But if it becomes if police start investigating it,
thereafter,
then it's techie. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm still on the side of same thing with Tim Westwood. If it comes out that he didn't do it, cool. I'm not in this cancel culture business where you cancel a man because it's alleged.
Because it's spoken.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. But at the same time, you still have to I want to lean on the side of protecting women.
I would.
That's never in doubt.
I don't know about the women part. I think it's because if you're thinking about it in that sense, that we've got men that are going through some fucked up shit at the moment. and they're being
Double standards.
double standards. So to say women, I love women, but it's not like we categorize things a little bit too much. I think that we have to, because they're not the only victims.
It's the fighting for equality thing, but at the same time,
But they're not equal.
But then they want to fight for equality, but when it comes to this sort of thing,
they're not equal. It doesn't make no difference. There's a difference.
We know that, but what the point I'm trying to make to you is feminists.
I want to be fair.
Yeah.
To men and women.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
But as far as equality, how can you quantify what equality is between men and women? How can you?
No,
quantify
well,
that?
again, I think this is a conversation we will have at a later date, but because it's definitely it's a deep dive. That's a deep dive, but last but not least, did you watch the Jimmy Savile documentary?
I have no interest in watching that whatsoever.
Fucking hell, serious.
He's a scumbag.
Oh, that guy there.
Yeah, but why didn't people notice? Like, people didn't. There's people that knew all about it. There's people that was part of it and were endorsing it.
Yeah, because he cashes their checks, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he writes their checks. So it's like,
He was knee deep in the
People
motherfucker.
like the royal family and all of that were bigging him up.
Knee deep in the shit.
They thought he was the best thing since
National treasure. Yeah.
Yeah, he had the police on. He had the police on in his pocket. He had presidents. He had
Why was he so
politicians.
Why was he?
Because he was keeping kids happy via TV.
I'm not gonna lie. I shed a tear on the second episode. I shed a tear. I was sitting there. I'm not gonna elaborate on it too much because it's very graphic. But it was just a story. And when it was relayed to me and I was watching it, the lights were all off in the yard and that. And I was just, it must have been like 11 o'clock at night.
Did you have biscuits? Like you got cup of tea, biscuits, and as you dipped one of the biscuits, then a tear dropped your eye.
Oh, mate, what the poor woman went through, peak.
And it was that was
scumbag behavior.
So was it a child?
She was young. Yeah, she was like 14, 15 at the time. And he did a Mazzoline on her.
How did people not notice that he was?
Because
there's people that were involved.
It was tucked.
They knew.
It was tucked. His brother was Gary Glitter and them, man. They know Gary Glitter's doing that. They bare fuckery.
Yeah.
Gary Glitter is a and so it's like, and he fiddles kids and them things.
Worldwide.
God, don't use that word.
Yeah. We'll bleep it. But yeah, that's his brethren's. That was his comrades.
Yeah,
so if those were his comrades, we all know what time it is, isn't it? There's a elite higher up
Birds of a feathers
membership.
Yeah.
Fucking priests and them man there, the Vatican and them man
on
there.
that.
Them man there.
Yeah, but look at the statues. You see the statue where a gargoyle's licking a man's batty or
really?
Noshing. Ain't
Wow.
you seen? Like on the side of buildings.
Yeah.
And the
I know the
out, and then it's clearly a man.
What, there's a gargoyle licking a man's batty, yo.
No, that's me being vivid. But what I'm saying, but there's pictures. There's blatant architecture. Yeah, where there's like either like a picture of like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And it looks mad. Just saying. And it's on buildings or not all around the world. But in the United States, you got that shit.
Yeah, but Trim, when you check
when
you check with this country, the country was built on that fuckery, dungeons and all that shit, all that underground shit, bruv. Like that's just, you know what I mean. Like anyway.
Well, look at what's it called? Look at Game of Thrones. I was watching Game of Thrones last night. And
are you watching it? You went back?
I went back and I was watching that, and some of the stuff was just mad.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that was meant to be based how many hundreds of years ago, and that was a bag of shaggery that was going on.
But all that stuff.
I think that was watered down. I think that because there weren't no cancel culture.
Yeah,
but they had
a
sick, twisted like rape culture back in those days, man. Where it's just like
And
it's
you,
like,
and
how
there was
is this a
nothing you
thing?
could say about it. There wasn't. Call a man a bitch then.
Facts.
Say bitch. And see what happens.
Fast Food Podcast.
And that's not me. That's not me being thing to females at all. I'm just saying that how times have changed.
Times have changed.
Yeah, because I'm not feeling that. But women will say. bitch.
I think that conversation again,
It's deep.
It's techie, but we will have that conversation at some part on the podcast about equality and feminism.
It might right now. It might look like it might look heavy. It might look male heavy.
Yeah, it does.
It might. I think it does.
Yeah.
I think it does. But maybe what we should do is get
another woman on there.
woman, females, couple, so that
Apparently
we
you
can
can't
really
say females anymore. I
I
think
can say what the fuck. You can't tell me what to say.
I never said you can't.
No,
I said
I'm not saying that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah,
whoever
yeah,
thinks that we
yeah,
can't,
yeah,
we
yeah.
can.
See how this world is changing on us, bruv. Please, God, strike down all of them. Anyway, listen. As I said, Fast Food Podcast. This is intermission period. I'm with my boy Drizzy Saka Freckles Trimmer, who's got the keys to my bimmer.
I go by the name of Morgan Heights. Trimmer, who's got the keys to my bimmer. Drizzy Saka Freckles. We are back for a brand new season 5 of the Fast Food Podcast. Remember, it is available on all DSPs, iTunes, Spotify, Soundcloud, and Google Podcasts. Visual episodes are available on our YouTube channel. That is Fast Food Podcast TV. Peace.
Yeah.